When I'm scouting models, it's kind of like an alien. I'm kind of scanning the situation very quickly, and within a split second, I pretty much decided, do they have the beauty or the handsome looks? Do they have the physicality that I'm looking for? And then it takes me a few more seconds. I start looking into their eyes and see their smile and looking at their whole way that they carry themselves. Tenacity, the personality is everything. Around 1984, I had been working for the fashion photographer Stan Malinowski, where we were working with all the supermodels at the time, and we would go to Rome twice a year to shoot the Italian collections, and then go to New York to shoot a cover of Vogue.
We are back, the Hollywood Review. That's R.C. Everbeck. I'm Tony Boldy. We got some great guests, supermodel agents, discovered some wonderful people that changed the face of that platform, supermodeling. And we just showed a little video of Marie P. Anderson's past, like way in the
way
past.
Back.
But, you know, I always love to grab stuff like that. It's just fun. You know, it's just fun. But then the guests go, what did you do?
That internet.
Yeah. How did it never goes away.
Uh-huh.
Be careful what you do, it never goes away. So tell us a little bit about how you got into it, what that was, and what's going on now. I know there's some real big stuff happening now that you actually can talk about because it was in the press.
Okay, so A.J. Jennings is the DePaul college student who worked on that project that you found on the internet. I am currently the director of Wilhelmina Models in Chicago.
Heard of them?
It's official. This is actually her card.
Yep.
Wow.
I won't show you this side.
It's only been 3 weeks. So.
And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you don't know it and you've been watching, and you're out there trying to figure out how LA and sort of thing works, Wilhelmina, Elite, you know, in LA, like Wilhelmina had joined forces with like Light, and they joined with Ford, and there was like, but they're like the premier modeling agency on the planet, and then now you're there at Chicago doing this. She's a big shot.
Wilhelmina turns 50 years old next year. That's been around for a long time, a sturdy agency.
Yeah.
But my past, I had started as a model as a child. My mother had been a model before I was even born in Montreal. But eventually I would move to Chicago and start working for an international fashion photographer by the name of Stan Malinowski, who most people wouldn't know in this decade. But then that launched me into going to work for Stewart Talent. That's when I had discovered Cindy when I was booking, and a year later we became Elite Chicago. So then I went from being the booker to the director to the vice president. Then I left, opened up a scouting company called Model Futures. Right. That evolved into Aria Model and Talent, had that for 13 years. Then I sold it to Ford Models in 2003. Then I retired for 4 years. Then I came back to Chicago, had a company for 7 years called Agency Galatea, and then that shut down in March of this year. Then I had a bit of a hiatus, and now I was just hired by Wilhelmina.
Wow,
that's a long time. I'm sorry. I tried to make it as quick as I could.
Did they pursue you for this current job, or did you actually go looking for more work?
The phone call came. Would you be interested in talking to us about our Chicago agency? And I was like, yes, I would.
Wow. And so, how did you guys meet? Just from being in the same business, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty much sure.
Do you remember? I remember.
Uh-oh.
I walked into Omar's the loft that you guys had together.
Yeah, downtown.
And I'm pretty sure that's when I was running Elite. Would that have been in the 80s?
Yeah, 80s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Later 80s.
See, RC,
that's right. You were with IT. You had IT Models. Like you had a partnership. You had Omar's Men, and then with IT, and now
one of the greatest only model agency ever downtown. Think about it.
Wow.
No one ever did a model agency downtown.
You know, I got to tell you, like, I'm
sucks.
fascinated about behind the scenes. That's why the show gives an opportunity to let people that don't get to meet people like you a little insight that you are human. You do have a lot of power, but you're not untouchable in the right circumstances. Don't get you when you're eating with your family. Don't try to ask for work the second you meet. We say don't sleep with them on the first date is our joke on the inside. Get to know them. If you have talent and if you believe you have talent, there's appropriate channels to follow to get to you guys. And but I'm always honored to have very successful people on this show. But in this case, I know RC was a model, but I've never been a model. But I had the privilege once to do the catwalk.
Oh, really?
Just kind of as a comedian. And they put a yellow jumpsuit on, a yellow Kango, and had my Adidas on, and they said, just go walk. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And they said, just smile. Well, I went with a lot of attitude, just nothing but attitude. I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it big. If I fail, I'm going to fail big. And they went crazy, and that's when I realized that it's so much more than a look. There's subconscious confidence, personality.
Catwalks are amazing.
Sam who's in here has at 15 years old has the it quality, and we're going to get into his story in the next section. But I discovered right then and there it's so much more. And you see these supermodels getting in this cold water and enduring these below zero temperatures to give you that shot, and the places that you guys go to get the shot. So I have a lot of respect for that industry. But I know, RC, you've been in the industry. You have a 6-pack, 8-pack. I don't know how many packs you have now, but he's still.
I was going to show it on the show, but since this isn't the Christmas special, no presents for you.
Yeah, right.
One thing that you just said, and this is like an interesting thing, and you guys can back me up on this. Modeling agencies, they have open calls. Like even the biggest of the big. Because you never know who's going to step off the boat from, Cuba or, some other, just, wow, that guy. Like when I found Tyson, it was for a Pontiac commercial. He was just down doing a long jump thing, and I found him like in Orange County.
RC discovered Tyson.
Yeah, but in a long,
But
where
what
that
he didn't
goes.
do? He didn't do his business. He didn't get paid.
I got paid. But when your tool is your look. Now, whether or not you have that it factor and are able to do the rest of it, now that goes, that's something that has to be discovered. But you don't need to be calling the agents up personally and doing this. You can literally go to the top agency on the planet and work your way down because they'll have open calls. Because, like it or not, that part
Well,
of
don't
it
be
is a
scared.
look. If you come
Don't
with
be
that.
scared of a
so
no,
doors
because
are
no's
open.
are a part of our
We
business.
haven't talked too much about models, but acting,
Yeah.
like getting in there is a whole different.
Yeah, that's a whole different monster.
But when I say, no doesn't mean no. No means prove to me why I shouldn't say no. In our acting world, right?
Right.
You're the pilot of a plane. We bought the plane. We don't know how to fly it. You got to fly it. Don't come in like, please, please. Like, I don't want to put you in the pilot seat. I want to know you can fly this plane. And so I find that confidence is what I need when I audition. Is like, you want to hire me? Trust me, I will be the best person. One, I'm a producer, so when you hit that problem, I can get you out of it. As well as acting.
Right.
So we bring more than just what they're looking for.
We're always looking for new faces. We're constantly scouting for new faces.
Up to 18. I mean, what's the real age range?
Each agency scouts for different things for the
Right.
most part, but I think for fashion, we pretty much are looking for the same thing.
Right.
When it comes to teens like 15, 16 to like 23, 24.
Right.
For us in Chicago, to clarify, for guys and girls.
Now, what about like Sam? I'm good friends with Sam. He's 15, but he doesn't look 15, nor does he act 15. Would that work against him, or does that work in his favor?
I think it's his favor.
Total favorite.
Okay.
Can I tell you a quick story about
Please.
Halle
We
Berry?
got about 55 seconds. but
Okay, so I met
absolutely.
Halle Berry in the 80s at a modeling convention. She was a pageant girl, and I fell in love with her. I'm like, this is going to be
Yeah.
a star, right? I brought her pictures back to my agents at Elite Chicago, and they looked at her like, no, she's too commercial. She's too short. I'm like, please,
Right.
don't worry about, too commercial, too short. This one's special. Anyway, I couldn't convince the print department. I couldn't convince the on-camera department. She ended up signing with a competitor, and clearly she did okay without
Yeah, I
us.
think she's done all right. I've met her. She's a wonderful lady.
Isn't she beautiful?
Susan DePass did that with Michael Jackson. She had to fight to tell Berry Gordy, no, you have to go with this guy, this kid. He's going to, and she fought hard. And obviously, we know Michael's history, and so Susan DePass, I'm sure you know, is very, very successful. So we're pretty much out of time for this section. We got two more. We're going to keep you guys here. We're going to get deeper into your story, and we're going to bring Sam and we're going to set him down. We're going to use him as an example.
Bait.
Yeah,
Bait.
is that what it is?
No.
I don't know what we're doing, but we love Sam. We love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after this commercial break.